4. Yes. So now, hello madam, welcome to the online conference 2016 January. Thank you for your participations and dedications. The topic of this month is the level of education for women with disabilities by their ages. Like women in their teens and 20s, 30s and 40s, over 50s. So we would like to ask your help and wisdom for knowing how we know it. We, as DPOs, can gather the direct and practical data of women with disabilities. So please tell
Excuse
us.
me?
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, once again.
There is a lot of noise from your background.
Oh, sorry. Let me handle it.
There is a lot of noise from your background.
Okay, sorry. Is it better now?
Somebody's coughing, and there is sound of toop, toop, toop.
Doop, doop, doop? Oh. What's going on? What about now?
Yeah, I'm now getting you. There is somebody on another call.
Oh.
In your room, is it?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's the office. Yes, I think the other noises. Now I think it would be fine. Sorry. Okay, once again.
Okay.
We, as DPOs, can gather the direct and practical data of women with disabilities. So please tell us the level of education for women with disabilities by their ages and compare with the level of education for women without disabilities in your country. Please explain the cultural and historical background for the level of education in your country as well. At the beginning, please introduce your name and your nationality and your job, please.
Okay. So you want to know the level of education of women with disabilities?
Yes, in your country.
In my country, Kenya, the level of education for women with disabilities is low compared to women without disabilities. This is because women with disability, it's expensive to take a girl with disabilities to school. It's expensive, and also moving to school is a challenge. But for children without disability or women without disabilities, they access education easily, and their parents are willing to support them. But for a woman with disability to access education, it's costly. So you find most of women with disabilities have reached primary education level, some secondary level, of which they are not able to go to colleges. And for the few that manages to go to colleges and universities, their parents are rich, or they get sponsors to do that, to support their education. So it's a big challenge here. Few women with disabilities have gained access to education and to the highest level.
Okay. So could you tell us more detail, like how expensive for the education? I think you said education itself is expensive, right?
Yes.
So can you compare, like it's like expensive?
Okay,
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm saying education is expensive in Kenya for one. For a girl with disability, you must get mobilities that will take you to school.
Yes.
whether a wheelchair. If you are a woman with visual impairment, you will need braille typer. If you are a person with hearing impairment, you will need to go and learn sign language, or you can need hearing aid. So for your parent to get this, it's difficult, and you come from a rural place where you cannot afford $1, and getting a motorbike to get you from your home to the next place to get a vehicle to transport you to the nearest educational center. When you reach there, you also need to pay for the fees. And you are not able to pay because you cannot afford even $1 in a day. Your parents are also living in poverty, so it's been a big challenge here.
Okay. Then what about?
And
sorry. Go again. I think we have.
Yes, ma'am. And the funds that has been set aside by the government is also limited, and it's not easy for you to get it. For especially parents from the rural areas, the grassroots. So when you come from a poor family, it's expensive for the parent to take you to school, and you might find somebody staying up to late age without attending even school, and now will be taken for vocational training, either to learn how to make a dress, or become a carpenter, or a cobbler, or a welder, and things like that. It's been a big challenge here.
So tell us about vocational education center in your country then for women with disabilities.
In Kenya, we don't have a vocational training center for women with disabilities specifically. We have centers that are inclusive for both women without disability and women with disabilities. And they are also not accessible to women with disabilities. Yes. So we really need one for women with disabilities specifically.
And also, if there is one, the land, the Kenya is a little bit big land, so one would not be enough for all of them, right?
Kenya is a big country with a big population.
Yes.
And as per now, Kenya have got 47 counties, the lower governments. And for each county, they have their own governor who runs that county, the government. And for any development to be done, it has to be done in those counties. This now brings development closer to the people and the resources as well. So if we work in that way, then we are able to reach more women with disabilities.
To the government? I think I lost you. How can we reach?
Sorry?
How can we reach to women with disabilities?
We are able to reach more women with disabilities through the Women with Disabilities DPOs.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, through the groups. And also, we need a legislation specifically for women with disabilities in line with the UN Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities, so that this must be implemented. But without any policy on that, it's been a challenge.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
What about how can you think between just not for women, not for girls, men with disabilities compared to women with disabilities?
Men with disabilities.
Yeah, they can.
Men with disabilities. Sorry.
They have education more than women with disabilities?
Thank you. men with disabilities access, more of them access education easily than women, because they will have to struggle. Yeah. And you know, women are weaker sex than men. And more so, women with disabilities are more disadvantaged, because in our country is a male-dominated country. And we really need to encourage women to improve their educational skills, and also go for maybe positions, yeah, that can also make them visible in the community, and involve them in decision makings.
All right. So still, they have more organizations and more power to make a policies and suggest the project to the government.
Yes, we as a county, we already have a policy that has not been passed in the parliament, but we have the old act. It's called National Disability Act. The National Disability Act, it's not specific on women with disability issues, but it's being amended. And at the county level where I am, the assembly where I am, we are also having a proposed legislation on people with disabilities, and we will try to ensure there is a section to address issues of women with disabilities.
Oh, wow.
Sure. So I'm going to try to push for that, and I need to do civic education, take it to people with disabilities to look at it and give their views before it's brought to the parliament.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your answer. Yes. And for the last, we would like to listen your news or activities from the last month.
Okay, thank you. As women with disabilities here in Kenya, we have been networking with other organizations that have like-minded projects. We've got partners who have given scholarships to people with disabilities. So we've been a link between other organizations. We go and request, yeah, can you support this type of girl with disability or person with disability to enable the person continue with her or his education? So we have success stories of those who've benefited from that. But we, as an organization, have in plan to have a fund that supports girls with disabilities to continue with their education, bring women with disabilities who are willing to go to school to start from whatever lower level so that they can know how to write and read, have women with disabilities in decision-making desks in the women forums, and we've also formed women with disability forums where our voice must be heard in case there is a portion to be given to women without disabilities. And it's been a battle between men without disability, men with disabilities and women with disabilities. Men tend to think to have everything for people with disabilities, and you will even find somebody going to represent women with disabilities in a meeting for women with disability, yet is a man with disability. So we don't give them space. We tell them, excuse me, it's a meeting for women with disabilities and nothing for us without us. So that one, we and the community is now understanding and recognizing, because we have different challenges.
Yeah.
Our challenges are far much different from a man with disabilities.
Yeah.
And also encouraging the society to get married to women with disabilities and have families. Children of women with disabilities also having their forum where they share and meet other parents of children with disabilities and share their experiences, have a get together where people eat together as a family for the single and the married ones. So we've also given donations, especially when we have fracas in some areas or we have problems. We send cloth donations, food to those places. We also give books and uniforms to those who are going to school who need them. So that is what we've done so far, but we've just done that in a small way. But the demand is big.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you do so many things.
Sure.
Yeah, we are so glad to hear that.
Sorry?
We are so glad to hear that.
Thank you. Then we also have
Uh-huh.
a shop for women with disabilities
Yeah.
at the airport where we sell crafts.
Oh.
Women with disabilities make crafts and we sell there. So women with a BC, those who don't want to continue with their education, they make some things and they earn a living from there. So that shop is at the airport, Kisumu International Airport, where we sell our products.
Wow.
It's called Hope Women with Disabilities CBO, community-based organization.
Is that from the government or is that from the airport company?
We are given space at the airport as a CBO, as a community-based organization. So we sell our products there and support ourselves. So when we have our programs, we invite the government to see what we do, so that when they go to different forums and where we cannot go, they as well share what we do. And we've been used as a role model to other groups or to other women who've not thought of doing anything for that supports them.
Yeah, making role model is really good way to persuade them.
Sure.
Thank you for your answering.
Welcome, ma'am.
And I hope we can see you next month as well.
Okay. When are you going to have the meeting with the UN? When are you giving the report to the UN?
Not. We are trying to get a general statement.
Yes.
And it would on July we would report all the documents from us.
Yeah. Yes.
And they will get it next year.
Have you met some people who are willing to support different programs in different countries? Partners who are willing to do some programs in other countries, because that is very important as a feedback when we will be having our meeting. You are there as our ambassador.
For meeting investor, actually it's from the ambassador from Paraguay visited us and
Yes.
asked us to make an MOU.
Yes.
With Paraguay Ministry for
Sure.
persons with disabilities, but we are still gathering all the data. We are opening this online conference for correcting the data and sorting out and making some projects. So
okay.
This is for preparation. So after the preparation, after like 6 months or around 1 year, we think we can offer.
Okay. Kindly just send me a mail on that.
Sorry?
Kindly send me an email
Which
about
one?
what you've said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kindly. I really appreciate your time and what you do, and I want to wish you all the best and be sure of my support throughout.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. See you next month.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.